Hi, and welcome. My name is Danielle, and this is Long Life Yoga. Welcome to the Long Life Yoga family, where our mission is to have long, successful lives. We want to be old and wise and healthy and peaceful. So we will do today what we want for tomorrow. With continual self-improvement, we honestly take a look at ourselves and then give ourselves what we need. Helping ourselves out, being our own advocate to be the best versions of ourselves. By the end of this life, we will have stronger and more flexible bodies, a more focused and intentional mind, and a more grateful and peaceful spirit. Thank you for joining me on this journey. In today's yoga practice, we are going to focus on the Sacral Chakra, the Svadhisthana. This is the second chakra as we explore the energies that travel up the spine. It is represented by the color orange and signifies enjoyment. This gives me a lot of hope because this tells me that we are not only meant to be here, as we learned through the root chakra, but it's also meant to be enjoyable. It is located between the pubic bone and the belly button. It is the first of the chakras to have a front and a back side. Some of the areas that we're going to target are the lower abdominal, the low back, bladder, genitals. When this chakra is healthy, your creativity flows. You get to show your artistic side. You feel attractive and comfortable with your sensuality and sexuality. You're open to your emotions, trusting your perceptions, and following your passions. You have a nice balance of fun in your work life, that work-fun life balance. To keep the Svadhisthana feeling healthy, we need to stay hydrated and also be near water. This chakra is a water sign, so we can enjoy sacred baths, oceans, and waterfalls. Speaking of waterfalls, this series will be filmed in the world wonder of Niagara Falls, New York. The beauty and power of this water is absolutely inspiring, and I am blessed to live only a few minutes away. So imagine letting your creativity and enjoyment flow like these waters. But we will also need to be mindful of our diet, eating lots of orange foods like apricots, butternut squash, and sweet potatoes. And lastly, we can romanticize our life, enjoying the little moments, laughs, and interactions. So we are going to keep this sacral chakra in mind by forming a yoni mudra and placing it in the area of the sacral chakra. In yoga, mudras are hand positions, and the yoni mudra, although it has many variations, is generally a triangle shape representing the three energies of creation, sustenance, and transformation. So we will place this yoni mudra on our sacral chakra and breathe. Nice deep inhale in through the nose and exhale out of the mouth. Deep breathe in, feel the chest rise, and exhale, tapping into the sacral energy, feeling the power and the creativity from this space. We slow down our breath and focus on the present moment, this time on the mat. Beautiful. One last deep breath in and exhale. Wonderful. Great. We are going to use a flat band for this practice. So again, whenever we use a prop, it makes it either a little easier or a little harder. So we're going to experience both. Let's go down into our first position, which is Savasana. Laid out all the way down on our backs. We'll take up a lot of space here and get into a star pose. In this position, our legs are spread wide, so are our arms, and we melt down into the mat. Let's start by rolling through the ankles and through the wrists, warming up the joints here, showing them some love. We'll take one deep breath in, and on the exhale, we'll hug the knees in towards the chest, giving it a nice embrace here. We'll reach the right arm out, parallel to the mat as our anchor. Deep breath in, and on the exhale, we'll guide the knees over to the left. Really deep stretch here through the lower spine, warming up the back. Holding here for one more deep breath in. And on the exhale, we return to center. Beautiful. Let's do that on the other side. Left arm is going to be out and extended as our anchor. And we'll use the right hand to guide our knees over to the right. Letting go of any tightness or any anxiety that we might be holding on to in the low back through the lumbar spine. And we do a nice deep breath in through the nose and exhale to center. Beautiful. Grab a hold of your flat band here, and we're going to wrap the band around one foot, the right foot. We'll drop the left foot down on the mat with knees bent. As we explore this, we want the placement of the band to be in the center of the foot, avoiding the toes, avoiding the heel, not only to have more control of the band, but also to be gentle on the ankle. Now, as we're here, we're going to just hand over fist, bring the band into your limit, exploring the limits of your hamstring. Try to relax through the leg, be strong through the arms, and enjoy a nice stretch through the entire backside of the leg. This is a nice deep stretch here, so we'll hold for a little bit longer, holding for 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath in. On the exhale, open the right leg out to the right. Hold onto the band with the right hand. The left hand can relax onto the sacral center. Really noticing how the sensation here switches to the inside of that right leg and down through the groin. Nice deep stretch here, holding for one more deep breath in. Inhale. And on the exhale, we bring the right foot in, bend into the knee for seated and reclined pigeon pose. The right ankle comes to the left knee. Hold onto the band with the left hand. Use the right hand to push that knee out a little bit more, working on pushing that knee away from the body. Deep stretch here, holding for one more deep breath in. And on the exhale, we can gently release, untaking the band and switching to the other side. So we'll drop the right foot down, bending the knee, and we'll wrap the band around the left foot, fully extended to the sky. Once you're there, just hand over fist, find the limit of your body, respecting that the left side and the right side might feel different. Whenever you feel like you've reached the point when the sensation is strong and tight but enjoyable, always avoiding pinching or pain, we'll hold here for 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one, deep breath in. On the exhale, open that left foot out to the left. The band is in our left hand. The right hand is holding on and resting to the sacral center. This feels delicious. I hope you're enjoying it too. We'll hold here for one more deep breath in. And on the exhale, reclined pigeon pose, bend into the knee, bring the left ankle to the right knee, switch the band into the right hand and use the left hand to push that knee away from you. If you're looking for a little bit of a deeper stretch here in this pigeon pose, the closer your heel is, your right heel is to your glute, the deeper the stretch will feel. Nice deep breath in, last inhale. And on the exhale, we release, removing the band and setting the feet down. Wonderful. We'll place the band over the sacral center, over the hips, relaxing it and straightening out here. We're setting ourselves up for bridge pose. So we plant our feet hip width distance apart, a nice bend in the knees. We're going to hold onto the flat band on either side of the hips, straighten the arms and rest them down on either side of the body. In bridge pose, we'll take a nice deep breath in. On the exhale, we'll curl the tailbone up, reaching the hips all the way up to the heavens. The arms are pulling down. This is going to offer some resistance here. So we feel it in the tricep, really all through the arms, but also it's creating more resistance for the glutes. So really squeeze through the glutes, through the hamstrings, get the hips a little bit higher. One more deep breath in. And on the exhale, roll down the spine, slowly releasing until we set the hips down. Wonderful. We'll raise the arms up, hug the knees in towards the chest once more, this time reclined butterfly pose. We bring the soles of our feet together, wrap the band around the ankle, avoiding the toes, and we'll hold the flat band in each hand and slowly lower the heels down to the mat. I like to rest each fist on the hip bones here, right where the thigh meets the hip, and allow the knees to rest. Letting go of any control that we might be holding on to through the legs and through the hips, really allowing gravity to pull down on the knees. Wonderful hip opener stretch here, holding for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath in. On the exhale, use your arm strength to pull your heels in towards the body. Close the knees. Straighten both legs up to the sky this time. Pulling both legs in towards the body. This is a modified plow pose. If it's in your practice to lift the hips up a little bit and get the feet a little closer to the forehead, wherever you are, we're going to hold here for 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, finding our peace. And exhale, releasing all the way down, releasing the band, setting the feet down. We're going to rock up to a seated position. Beautiful. Extend the legs all the way out, send the hips back for staff pose. In staff pose, our feet are engaged, the toes are pointing up to the sky. We're activating the entire underside of the legs. Our hips are both evenly planted down into the mat, and we are going to take the band and we're going to hold it with a Y shape in our arms. So holding it, choosing the intensity here, the more of the band that you have dangling, the tighter that's going to be, the more resistance you're going to feel. We'll hold the band fully extended in the shape of a Y. We're going to resist here, pull the band apart, really feel the strength building up in the arms here. So deep breath in. On the exhale, lower the band down in front of you. These are our lateral strengthening exercises, and lift the band back up. Pull the band back behind you. Really squeeze through the shoulders, squeeze through the upper body. As we continue in this motion, we are strengthening our lats, or our latissimus dorsi muscle. It goes along the back in a triangle shape, wide at the top, narrow at the bottom. And as you can imagine, this is a very large muscle, so it's responsible for a lot of different movements, and we want to keep it healthy. We'll do one more down in the front, back up, one last one down behind, back up, beautiful. We're gonna really squeeze through the lower abdominals and tilt towards the left. Beautiful, nice stretch here through the rib cage and back to center, beautiful. Tilting now to the right, lowering that right hand, relaxing the neck, relaxing the jaw, stretching through that left rib cage, and releasing back to center. Beautiful job. Wrap the band around both feet and hold on to both band ends with your left hand. Pull yourself down, enjoying that nice stretch. Once again, this band is really opening us up and allowing us to get deeper into these poses. We're gonna twist to the right. The right hand is gonna come back behind us, either on the small of our back or placing down on the mat. We're twisting through the spine and gazing over the right shoulder here. Beautiful. We're gonna hold this for one deep breath in. On the exhale, we return to center. Great, let's switch hand positions. Hold on to that band with the right arm. Twist open to the left. Hand is on low back or on the mat behind us. Gaze over that left shoulder. And deep breath in. Inhale. Exhaling to center. Excellent job. We can release the band here. Let's place the flat band at the top of the mat, cross our legs, and rock up to tabletop pose. In tabletop pose, we are on our hands and knees. Our wrists are stacked directly underneath our shoulders, and our knees are underneath our hips. Spread your fingertips nice and wide, and from here we'll do a cat and cow sequence. Inhale, drop the belly, look up, point the tailbone up. Exhale, round and contract. Drop the head completely. Look at the belly button. Two more. Inhale, listen to your breath. Exhale, empty the lungs completely. Beautiful. Last one. Inhale, up. Really get an arch through the back. And exhale, round, spreading those shoulder blades. Beautiful. Returning to a neutral tabletop pose. Child's pose, knees wide, toes together. Sink the hips back towards the heels. Extend the arms all the way out and melt your forehead and your chest down towards the mat. Take this moment as a time for self-reflection. Go ahead and give yourself a compliment, holding here for 2 breaths. Last inhale. And on the exhale, we rise. Tabletop pose, bringing your knees back underneath your hips. Grab your flat band, and we're going to interlace it around the right foot. Again, placing the band in the middle of the foot and tucking the toes to avoid losing control of the flat band. I like to hold the band right at the edges here and hold it with a fist, dropping that fist down and coming down to my left forearm. We're gonna extend that right foot all the way back. Right away, we're feeling a nice squeeze through the quad. Keep that right hip drop down so that both hip bones are parallel to the mat. From here, we're gonna do 8 toe touches. So lift that right heel up and squeeze, and down is 8. Up and squeeze, down is 7. Up and squeeze, down is 6. Up, down is 5. Up, down is 4. Up, down is 3. Up, down is 2. Up, down is 1. This will be our last one. Up and squeeze. Hold it. Beautiful. And bring that right foot down. Come all the way down to the belly, keeping a hold of the flat band. We're gonna bend into the right knee, pull that flat band over the shoulder for a belly quad stretch. So here you can enjoy this stretch through the quad by relaxing all the way down, resting the forehead. If it's not as intense of a pose for you as you would like, you can challenge yourself a little bit more by rising that right knee off the ground. Pulling through the flat band as much as you need. We're resting here for 3 breaths. Last inhale, and on the exhale we gently release, bending back into the leg, tabletop pose. Hands under our shoulders, we rise. Excellent. Staying at the top of our mat here. We'll do that sequence on the other side. So we're going to wrap the flat band this time around the left foot with toes tucked. Grab a hold of the band at its limits. Plant that fist down, drop to the right forearm, and extend the left foot back. Wonderful. We'll do our 8 toe touches from here. Ready? Inhale, up and squeeze. Excellent. Down is 8. Up and squeeze. Down is 7. Up and squeeze. Down is 6. Up. Down is 5. Up. Down is 4. Up. Down is 3. You're doing great. Up. Down is 2. Up. Down is 1. This is our last one. Up and squeeze. And release that left foot down. Come all the way down to the belly. Bend into that left knee. Place it over the shoulder. We're resting down for our belly quad stretch. So you can rest all the way down. Choose your intensity here. And enjoy a nice stretch through the left quad. Holding here for 3 breaths. Last inhale, and on the exhale we release, letting go of the band, coming all the way up to tabletop, and then child's pose. Knees wide, toes together. We've been here before. Let's melt all the way down, embracing the stretch here through the entire body. Get the chest a little bit closer down. And really clear our minds and prepare our bodies. We're going to hold here in this child's pose for 2 breaths. Deep inhale and exhale. Last breath in. And on the exhale we rise. Tabletop pose, bringing the knees back underneath the hips. From here, we'll go into our downward facing dog. So extend the hands out in front of you, fingertips spread wide. Tuck the toes and send the hips all the way up to the sky. Beautiful. Nice and strong in this first downward dog. We'll allow our head to dangle, even waving it back and forth, really making sure it's relaxed. Curl that tailbone up and get the chest a little bit closer to the thighs. Excellent. Feel the spine lengthen. We'll hold here for 1 more deep breath in. And on the exhale, we'll walk our feet as many steps as it takes to the top of the mat to meet our hands in ragdoll fold. The knees have a generous bend, and we relax and melt the torso over the thighs. Hold on to opposite elbows and give yourself a little sway. Really going deep to the left and to the right like a grandfather clock. Very relaxing, very reassuring, very rhythmic. Holding here for 1 more deep breath in. On the exhale, grab a hold of the flat band, bend into the knees a lot, and slowly roll up. Really take your time here to stand in mountain pose. Beautiful. In mountain pose, we pause. We take in a deep breath and process all that we have achieved so far. Excellent. Let's get ready for this next segment. So we'll go into chair pose. Feet are hip width distance apart. We're going to hold onto our band. We're going to step on it this time. So take each step onto the band, hold on to the edges. We'll stand up nice, straight, and tall and drop down into chair pose. Deep breath in. On the exhale, send the hips down and away. Really having the weight of our body into our heels. The knees do not go past the toes. And from here, we're going to do some bicep curls. So really lifting up and flexing through the bicep. Full body activation here. We'll do 3, 2, 1, and hold. Not here forever, but what we achieve on the mat, we're going to take with us when this practice is done. Last breath in. On the exhale, we rise and relax the arms. Wonderful. You can come off of the flat band and rest it around your neck. From here, we'll go into warrior 2. Left foot is rooted down. We lunge back with the right and open up towards the right. The right foot becomes parallel to the short edge of the mat. Excellent. The deeper and wider that we step and the deeper that we sink, the more we're going to get out of this practice, so we're not going to cheat ourselves here. Holding onto the flat band at the chest, we're going to extend it long and rest it along our back shoulders. From here, we'll do 5 chest flies. Inhale. On the exhale, we squeeze, building up the pectoral strength, and open. Squeeze is 4, rest. Squeeze is 3, rest. Squeeze is 2. Last one, hold it, wonderful. And relax, straighten that left leg and send all 10 toes to face forward. From here, we're going to do that Y shape again with the band. Arms are wide, pulling in opposite directions. And we're going to rotate the band all the way down to our thighs and back up, doing a big circle here all the way back behind us, resting on the glutes. This is a wonderful full shoulder stretch here, really guiding and rotating the limits of the shoulder space. We'll do one more in each direction, to the front and to the back. Excellent. Roll your hands into the band to shorten the distance here. Our hands are on the inside of the tailbone. We'll take a nice deep breath in, and on the exhale, forward fold. Hands come back behind us to rest. Beautiful. Holding here, dropping the head. Really relax the neck. Allow the head to be an anchor, getting us deeper into the pose. The legs are straight and strong. Holding here for 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath in. On the exhale, slowly rise, pushing into those heels. We're going to let go of the band here and take a giant step up to the top of the mat. Beautiful. We'll rest the flat band down and go into our yogi squat. Toes pointed out, heels pointed in, lowering our hips all the way down to our heels. Beautiful. Nice deep stretch here. You can place your hands down on the ground in front of you, or you can have your hands at heart center for our Anjali Mudra, allowing your elbows to guide your knees a little bit wider. Holding here for 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath in. On the exhale, release the hands back behind you, coming down to a seated position. Great job. From here, we're going to do an intermediate to advanced pose, but with the flat band, it allows us to get into a more challenging pose a little bit easier. Okay, so this next pose I'm very excited for. It is called Gomukhasana, more commonly known as cow face pose. This is a little bit more challenging. It's intermediate up to the advanced level of yoga, but with the flat band, even as a beginner, we can start to practice getting into this pose. So we'll do it together. Let's start with our legs wide. We'll start with bending the left knee and placing the left knee in front of us, trying to line that knee up with our belly button. We'll then cross the right foot over the left with the ultimate goal of stacking the knees one on top of each other. So at this point, you might not be at that level. It might seem a little bit more like Lincoln logs stacking on top of each other, but wherever you are, go ahead and show yourself some compassion. Once the knees are aligned once on top of the other, we're gonna make sure that both sits bones are still rooted down into the ground, and then we can heel toe the feet out a little bit wider. This shape here is the cow face pose. So once our legs are here, we're just going to allow them to relax. This is a wonderful stretch for the entire lower body. We're feeling the stretch through the hips, thighs, knees, all the way the ankles are even getting a nice stretch here. Meanwhile, we are going to work on the Gomusana arms. So we'll grab the flat band. Now normally, whatever leg is on top, so in this example, the right leg is on top, the right arm is going to be the one that rises. So we'll grab the flat band, raise the right arm. Bending into that right elbow, we're going to reach the flat band down the length of our spine. Being careful not to allow that to collapse our head or our neck, so we're going to sit up nice and tall. The left hand reaches behind us and grabs a hold of the flat band. This pose, you can choose how close your fingers get to each other with the flat band, and one day you won't need the flat band at all in order for your hands to touch. But for now, we'll get a nice distance here with the flat band and rise the right arm all the way up, fully extended, getting that left arm higher. That left hand is really gliding up the spine here. Then we'll reverse, pulling the left hand down and really getting deep into that tricep stretch for the right hand. We'll do one more in each direction, up and down before we release. Excellent. Very gentle whenever we get out of the pose. So here we're going to use our hands to help guide us out of that stretch, and we'll do that on the other side. So we'll start with the legs wide. This time bending into the right knee, placing that right knee in the center of our belly button and crossing the left knee over top. Once again, left side and right side might feel a little different. Wherever you are in your practice today, relax the hips, set the hips down on the mat. Wiggle the feet out a little bit more open and try to attempt that cow face shape. This feels wonderful. This feels really good through the hip space. So we're just gonna relax through the lower body. Left knee is on top, so we'll grab the left hand with the flat band, left arm rises. Bend into the left elbow, reach behind you with the right hand. Choose the distance between the hands on the flat band. And make sure that we tuck the neck back, strong and straight. We'll start with our pulls, right hand fully extended up. Allow that left hand to glide up the back. And reverse, extend the right arm down, pulling through that left tricep. We'll do once more in each direction. Up, inhale, and down, exhale. Beautiful. We gently release to center. We'll set the flat band down and help our legs to uncross. So gently opening up the legs here. Whew, that's some deep stretches. Let's place our hands behind us for a few windshield wiper motions. Feet hip width distance apart. We'll drop our knees down to the left and over to the right. Once more in each direction, left and right. Going into child's pose. Okay, after those deep counter windshield wiper stretches, we are going to move back into child's pose, this time facing the back of our mat. Knees wide, toes together, hips to the heels, melt all the way down. This pose should be very comforting after those big internal hip rotations to be able to spread our knees wide. So we'll hold here for 2 breaths. Inhale Exhale. Inhale. Exhale to rise. Tabletop pose. Beautiful. And then downward facing dog. Reach the hands out in front of you. Tuck the toes. Send the hips all the way up. Beautiful. Feeling stronger in this pose. Feeling more balanced and more creative. Allowing the blood to flow through the sacral chakra. Really holding in the low abs here. We'll hold for one more deep breath in. And on the exhale, we walk to the top of the mat for ragdoll fold. Excellent. Allowing the spine to be even longer. Extending out through the spine, through the neck. Dropping that crown of the head down. Beautiful. Holding here for 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath in. On the exhale, grab a hold of the flat band, bend into the knees a lot, and roll up even slower this time than the first time. Allow that creativity and that enjoyment, that pleasure to flow through you. Finding joy in all the little moments. Go ahead and laugh at yourself. Have a good time with yourself. One more cleansing breath in this mountain pose. And exhale, ready to take on the next challenge. Beautiful. Chair pose. We're going to go back into the flat bands. Step on the flat bands with each foot hip width distance apart. Hold on to the edges of the flat band and sink the hips all the way down. Get a little bit lower this time. Really challenge yourself. With the flat bands, instead of doing bicep curls, this time we'll do tricep extensions. So we're going to reach the hands all the way out, keeping the upper body straight and strong. We'll do 3, 2, 1, and hold and squeeze. Go ahead and build that strength. Take this moment as a personal challenge. Nice deep breath in. On the exhale, we rise to stand. Beautiful. We can let go of the flat band here, resting it around our neck. Plant that right foot down and lunge back with the left foot. Go ahead and step back a little wider, sink a little bit deeper. Warrior 2, rotate that back foot to be parallel to the short edge of the mat. Arms extend in either direction and we gaze over the right fingertips. Beautiful. Holding here. Excellent. Now let's grab a hold of the flat band at our chest. We'll extend it out long behind us and get ready for the chest flies. Ready? Here we go. 5. Down and squeeze is 5. Squeeze is 4. Squeeze. 3. Squeeze. 2. Squeeze. 1. This is our last one. And squeeze. And relax. Beautiful. Straighten that right leg. Turn the toes to face the long edge of the mat. Extend the arms all the way up for that Y-shaped pose. Legs are strong and straight. And we're going to rotate through the shoulder blades again. The band comes down to our hips. Nice and round. Really reaching all the way back. That feels amazing until it rests on the hips. And back to the front. Great job. Really stretching through the entire upper back and shoulder space. We'll do that once more to the front. And last one to the back. Excellent. Oh, that feels great. Let's shorten the band so that our fists are together near the tailbone. Reach the arms down, open the chest up to the sky, and forward fold. Beautiful. Arms come back behind us, and we breathe. Holding here for 3 breaths, yogis. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, deep breath in. On the exhale, we slowly rise. Releasing the band, taking a giant step to the top of the mat. Great job. Let's place the band down. Yogi squat, toes pointed out, heels pointed in, hands to heart center. We lower our hips all the way down to the heels, really lengthening through the tailbone, pointing that root chakra down, allowing the sacral chakra to stack right on top. And we breathe for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Grab a hold of the flat band in one hand. Wave the arms behind you. Set the hips down to a seated pose. Beautiful. From here, we're going to relax all the way down, rolling down the spine as we slow things down here and really grab a hold of the breath and all of the energy that we've built up for today. We'll go into our bridge pose. Place the flat band over the hips for our final strengthening exercise here. So the upper body is totally relaxed. Take a moment to really rest and scan down through the forehead, through the cheeks and the chin, relaxing the neck, the shoulder space, tucking those blades under the torso, relaxing the arms all the way down, and grabbing a hold of the band on either side of the hips. Beautiful. Press the hands down, create some tension in the flat band over the hip space. Feet are planted hip width distance apart. Take a nice deep breath in. On the exhale, squeeze the hips to the heavens. Allow the arms to be your anchor. Strong through the arms, strong through the hips. We're gonna pulse here for 3, lower down and up. 2, lower down and up. 1, lower down and up and hold. And lower all the way down. Great job, yogis. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Wrap the band around the ankles. Hold the band in either hand and slowly lower the heels to the ground as we return to our reclined butterfly pose. Rest the fists down onto the hip space and we breathe. As we slow this down, as we return to a calm and peaceful state, we remind ourselves of the sacral chakra, this creation space where we not only give birth, but we also give birth to ideas. We give birth to our enjoyment, our pleasure center, our sensuality, our creativity. We'll hold here for 2 breaths. Last inhale. Exhale, pull the ankles in. Release the wristband, the flat band. We can set it down as we're no longer going to need it in the practice. And we'll return to our star pose. Legs out wide, arms out wide, soaking in all of the energy. Returning to our pranayama, our breath work, we take a nice deep inhale through the nose, slowing down our breath, and also exhaling out of the nose. Deep breath in through the nose. Avoiding the mouth in our breathing trains us to pace our breath. It trains us to regulate our emotions and to be single-minded, focusing on one thing at a time. As we return to a place of rest, I want you to enjoy laying here on the mat, reflecting on today's practice. And I will guide us through our closing meditation. My creative potential is endless. I trust my ideas and appreciate their uniqueness. I have an artistic flair in all the little things I do, from the subtle to the obvious. My sexuality is an important and sacred part of my being. I am sexual, I am sensual. I embrace my sacral chakra and protect it with honor. I find deeper passions within me and feel comfortable exploring them. I am fun. I am having fun. I enjoy my life. This will be our mantra. We'll repeat it 3 times and then enjoy some silence. I enjoy my life. I enjoy my life. I enjoy my life. Take one final breath in. On the exhale, reach the hands all the way up over your head for our good morning stretch, reaching your fingers as far from your toes as possible, expanding the ribs. Take one more deep breath in, and on the exhale, roll to one side, pausing there for a moment, and then rising up to seated, using your hands to guide you there. We will meet in the center of our mat in easy pose. So I want to thank you for joining me in today's practice. I hope that you feel energized and creative. Go do something amazing today, and I will see you in the next video. God bless and namaste.